What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Cardboard Drafthouse. My name's Ryan. Today we are playing Adamastor. This is a solo-only game where we are captaining a ship and we are trying to make it from one side of the map to the other side of the map. If we can traverse the ocean and land wherever the flag is over on this card, we will win the game. But there's a lot of things that are going to be hindering us throughout our journey. If for whatever reason, any of those things cause us to not make it to the end, that's how we lose. I've got the game all set up and ready to go. Let me just go over a few things and then we can jump right into playing. As I mentioned, the object of the game is to get this ship here over to the flag that's going to be on the edge of this card over here. There's a bunch of different cards to set up for the sea, and so I've shuffled all those up. I do not know what is on any of those cards. Over here are some events. If we ever land on a spot that shows one of these anchors, we will trigger an event. We can draw one of these cards and do whatever it says. Most of the time, they're kind of good. Every once in a while, they might just be okay or not so good. This is like the market row, I guess, of cards. We're going to be adding new cards to this every round, but you're always going to sequence them with the highest number over here on the left, moving towards the lowest number over here on the right. And if you look up in the top left corner, it shows like either sun, clouds, storm clouds, and whatever the, whatever icons are showing here is going to determine what the weather is for the round. So we're going to check this weather card and we will put this token on whatever thing corresponds to this row. So right now at the start of the game, I shuffled this deck up. I flipped out 3 of these cards and we've got a sun, a cloud, and like a stormy cloud. And if you check over here, we got sun, cloud, stormy cloud. That is cloudy. And that will determine how many actions you get for that round. And it will also determine if you need to spend additional navigation points to traverse through the sea. This is my hand of cards here. I'm just leaving it face up on the table so that everybody can see. This right here, this card is sort of our reference card that is going to tell us every phase of the game as we play. So let me run through this just real quick and then we can jump into playing and I'll kind of explain anything else that I need to along the way. The sunrise phase is the first phase. However, on the first turn of the game, we skip that because we've kind of already done it at setup. So I'll come back to explaining that in a minute. Out the gate, we are going to be in our action phase. As I mentioned, you're going to check the weather card to see, what the weather is like, and that'll tell you how many actions you get. So right here, it's saying that we get 3 actions. And so you're going to take 3 of these little white discs and they kind of represent your actions that you get to take for the round. I've got more off screen here, so I'll kind of be using those. And if I need those ones up there, I will grab them. And so for the actions, there's 3 that you can do. You can draw a card from the deck here. You can swap a card that's in your hand with one of the ones that's in like the market row. Or you can navigate your ship by discarding cards from your hand. This number that's down at the bottom of the card is sort of some navigation points, and that corresponds to this card right here. You can discard as many cards as you want to, right? So I could discard this whole hand and have 3, 4, 5, 6 points to spend towards navigation. And so to traverse through just regular calm water with nothing going on just costs 2 points to move through. If you've got fog showing on any of the spaces, that will cost you 3. If there is land on any of the spaces, that will also cost you 3. And then there are spots that show like a current of the sea. And if you move with the current, it only costs you 1 to move into that space, in and out if you continue with the current. But if you move against the current in any way, it costs you 4 points. And so you can see I chose to start on this kind of half circle space right here on the edge. And you can see there's a kind of a line of currents right there And it's funny because like this one is sort of pointing this way, whereas this one is crossed that way and this one is this way. So you can't really just jam through that whole thing very easily. So I decided to start here. I think I might try to move up to that spot to trigger an event, and then I might try to use that current to come down and work my way across. That was my plan. Let's see if it works out. So yeah, that is all the actions that you can take. There are many other things and icons on these cards that I'll explain as we go through the game. The next step of a turn would be to check for events. And what that means is to go down this card from top to bottom over here. First, we're going to check to see if there are 2 or 3 compass icons in the market row. As it stands right now, there are 2 compasses in the market row. So if the market row stayed that way towards the end of the round, I'd be able to use those 2 compasses to potentially play a card from my hand that shows 2 compass icons over into my skills area. And when you do that, you place the card like this. And now this teal bar with the skill in it is now active for me for the rest of the game. If there are not 2 of these compass icons out in the market row, I cannot play a skill. Then we're going to check for bad things that can happen. There are unrest, there is disease, there is fatigue, and then there could potentially be a mutiny, which is just a straight up loss of the game right then and there. So if you ever have 5 of the like torches showing, that is unrest, and that will cause something to happen. So as it stands right now, there are no torches out here in the market row. There is some disease, which is the skull symbol. There are 2 currently, and there is 2 fatigue currently. At the sunset phase, I'm getting a little bit ahead here, but at the sunset phase, we're always going to take this lowest card and discard it. If it has a gray banner, it's going to come over here into our fatigue stack. And now there's like a permanent fatigue always showing, that's always counted for the rest of the game, unless I can find some way to discard that. So, you know, most likely these are going to start to build up over here, which will cause unrest and disease and fatigue to pop off more frequently, causing us to like discard cards and have bad things happen. If this deck ever runs out, we're going to lose the game. So we don't want that to happen. Whenever we lose morale, we have to discard cards off the top of the deck for each morale that we would lose. So if we like lost 4 morale, we discard 4 cards. We can gain back morale as well, where you will take things from the discard pile and tuck it onto the bottom of the deck. So you can try to keep that deck going as long as you can until you make it to the end. So yeah, that was the sunset phase. You discard the lowest valued card. You discard down to 3 cards in your hand. So if I had drawn any extra cards, and if I had 4 at the end of my turn, I would have to discard down to 3. Then you move to the sunrise phase, which is the start of a round, but we skipped that in the first turn. So explaining that now, you'll draw a card from this deck and add it to this row. And anytime cards get added to this row, you reorder them so that the highest numbered card is over here. This is a 32. This is 26. This is 18. So even if I took a card from my hand in my action phase and did a swap, I would have to rearrange the cards at that time. You draw a card, add it to the row, rearrange the row, and then you determine what the weather is by looking at those icons, situate the weather over here, take your action discs, and continue playing. And that's the game. It's a little bit of a race. Like I said, you know, normally you're kind of stacking up these bad icons over here that just become permanent. And so you just want to like kind of try to keep moving before too many of them stack up. So let's see if we can make it. I will say I have not beaten this game yet. I got 1 circle away from moving on to the ending spot the last time that I played. Hopefully we can actually make it happen this time. So we skipped the sunrise phase. We are in the action phase. The weather is clear, so we don't have any extra navigation costs. And so to move into that foggy space where this encounter would cost me 3. I kind of want to do that. This card right here has an interesting ability. It is draw 2 cards and keep 1. So whenever you have that, like over here in your skills, anytime you would draw a card, like using the draw a card action on your turn, you get to draw 2 and keep 1. This is really strong, and I would like to have that. I would like to play that. So I think for the first thing we are doing, we will navigate. And so I'm going to discard one of these, and I will discard, I think, just Scurvy right now to give me the 3 points that I'm going to navigate with. And I'm going to move right up here. And there's one other thing I didn't mention about doing encounters. When you do an encounter, you will gain some experience using this card right here. Every card has 3 spots for an encounter to happen. So whenever you do the first encounter on a card, you're going to gain 1 experience by putting one of these tokens here on the card. And you also get to gain 1 morale. And so we can now tuck this card back on the bottom of the deck. So because we're doing the first encounter on this card, that's how that works. If we went and did the second one in the middle of the card here, we would get to put 2 tokens here, and then we'd get to recover 2 morale. And then you can spend these tokens shown down here. You can spend 1 to gain 1 morale. You can spend 2 tokens off of this to gain an extra action for your turn. And you can spend 3 tokens off of this to remove one of the traumas from play. I think I accidentally said that these over here become fatigue. It's called a trauma. The red icon is fatigue. So we have moved. We have stopped on that space. So now we get to do an encounter. So what you do is you draw the bottom card, of the encounter deck. And because I am in a sea space, I'm not on land, we're going to do the sea encounter down here. Which kind of sucks for me because it says gain 3 morale and then shuffle this into the encounter deck. So I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't have done an encounter so quickly because that didn't do much for us. I mean, I guess it let me tuck the card that I discarded and it gave us an experience disc over here. I don't know. All right, well, my next action, I will just draw a card. So let's draw. Oof. Okay. That number's a 52, that's a 33, and that's a 46. So even if I use this disc to swap a card into the row, it's not going to like take away. One of the strategies you can do in this game is try to like have the lowest card have this icon, have the teal banner over here. Because if the lowest card has a teal banner, it just gets discarded instead of like becoming a permanent thing on this side. So that's a strategy that you could do, but I mean, I'm not going to be able to do that this round. So we're for sure getting that. None of those have great movement. I don't really want them. I guess I can draw another card because I am planning on using this as a skill. So let's do that. Let's just discard this, draw another card. We should give up. Yeah, right, dude. It's round 1, dog. All right. So we're done with our action phase. We're on to events. We're going to check events from top to bottom. Skill. I can learn a skill from my hand if there are 2 of the compasses out there. If there are, I will learn this skill right here. And so now, whenever we draw cards, we can draw 2 and keep 1. Is there 5 unrest? No. Is there 5 disease? No. Is there 5 fatigue? No. Mutiny happens if there are 3 unrest, 3 disease, and 3 fatigue out there at the same time. That is an insta loss of the game. Also, no, because there is no unrest. There's 2 of each of the others. So we're good there. Sunset phase, we discard the lowest numbered card here. That becomes a permanent trauma. Then we have to discard down to 3 cards in hand. We're good. Now we go to the sunrise phase. We draw a card and add it to the adventure row. Card 25. So it actually just goes right here on the right. And then we determine the weather. So here's another thing that I have to mention. I am on a space that shows a storm cloud on it with the lightning bolt. Whenever you're on a space that shows a storm cloud like that, it changes one of the regular clouds to being like a stormy cloud. So we are actually on like stormy cloud, regular cloud, which is down here in storm, which is not great. So that means we only get 2 actions this round. And we have a +1 to any navigation costs. So it's going to actually, I was planning on going through that current space, which would have costed me 1, but now it's going to cost me 2 if we do it this round. So anyway, what to do? I guess, man, 2 actions. Not great, dude. Let's draw a card. And remember, we now get to draw 2 cards and keep 1. We're going to draw 2 cards. We get to keep one of them. I think we'll keep this one mainly for this ability. There isn't one out there, but I might be able to swap one in. This lets you ignore one of the red things with the fatigues, which we have now a permanent one. So if I got this over here, it's kind of like negating that. So we'll keep this card. And then we put this one on the bottom of the deck. That was our first action. Dang, that means I have to swap a card in. Yeah, let's swap a card. So I'll discard this. I'm going to take this card right here, and I will swap it for this card. And that's card 28. So we're going 32, 28, 25. I didn't want to swap it for that card because then we would push another one of these symbols and it would come over here and we'd be stacking up a lot of those. So now we're going to be getting a disease instead. Just trying to diversify a little bit. All right, that was the action phase. Check events, skill. We do have 2 of those. So I will use this right here. And now we ignore one of those reds whenever we're checking for that. Unrest, we only have 1. Disease, we have 1, 2, 3. So we don't have the 5. Fatigue, we have 1, 2, but we get to ignore 1. So technically we have 1. Mutiny does not happen. We are good. Discard down to 3. We are good. Oh, sorry. Discard this first. My bad. Getting ahead of myself. Then we have to discard down to 3. We're good. We draw a card. We're in the sunrise phase. Ooh, that's all right. And then we determine the weather. I am still on that cloudy spot. So it's actually sun, storm cloud. Dang it, which is actually still the same spot. I thought it might have, I don't know what I was thinking, dude. We got 2 actions. We need to move a little bit here, dude. There are 3 of those icons out. Dang, dude. Oh, this card is so good. It just gives you a permanent +1 navigation point. I mean, this card's cool too. It makes every other skill 1 less. And then this one lets you ignore one of any of the things. You just have to pick one of them. Also really good. I was kind of planning to play this one, but I can't swap this because none of my cards have the compass. So then we wouldn't be able to play any of them. So I kind of have to leave this if I want to play one of these cards. I want to move so that I'm not on that freaking stormy cloud, which means I would either have to discard both of these for the 2 points to move, or I have to discard this, and then I could play that. And that card is kind of garbage. Oh boy. I hope that this is not a mistake. I'm going to navigate, and I'll discard this. So I have 2 points. I'll move on to the current, moving with it. And that's all the movement that I can do. And then I might as well draw cards. I guess I should have done that first, but I'm not swapping. I'm not navigating anymore. So yeah, we'll draw. I get to draw 2, keep 1. I mean, we'll keep this one with the icon, I guess. That was the action phase. Check events, skills. We do want to play a skill, so we will play this skill right here. Unrest, there's only 1. Disease, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my God. That's gross. Fatigue, there is 1, 2, but we get to forget about one of them. There is no mutiny. Discard the lowest in the adventure row. Oh my God. I kind of forgot about that. Discard down to 3, we're good. Back to the top of the morning. Sunrise, draw a card, add it to the row. Nice. Determine the weather. I'm no longer on a stormy space. So we have sun, cloud, stormy cloud. Sun, cloud, stormy cloud is just cloudy. We get 3 actions. And movement does not cost anything extra, except my cards are freaking garbage. So is everything out here in the row. So let's draw some cards. Drawing 2. I need some cards with some numbers down here, man. Like, where are the 3s at? I mean, we'll keep the 2. We're trying to get some movement here. Kind of okay with that card going over here. It'll be our first unrest. Let's draw more cards. 1, 2. There's a 3, dude. Dude, +1 action though. Ugh. Oh man, I feel like we have to keep this and do the +1 action. Each skill costs 1 less compass now, so with the 2 compasses out here, we can play this. That's just like simply too good. All right. So for my last action, I'll navigate. To move on to that foggy spot, we have to discard 3. So obviously I'm discarding this and one of these other cards. Let's do the storm because it doesn't have a compass on it. Boop. And we're just moving 1 step, dude. Not my favorite, but all right. Events, skill. We are playing the mutiny card over here. We now have an additional +1 action every round, which is awesome. 5 unrest. We have 1, 2. We're good. Disease. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. We're good on disease. Fatigue. We have 1, 2. We're good there. So no mutiny. Discard the lowest. That's going to be this. Discard down to 3. We're good. Sunrise. Draw a card. Add it to the row. 27. Still at the bottom, dude. Determine the weather. This is cloudy, stormy. So we are in turbulent waters down here, which is still 3 actions at least, but it is a +1 to navigation costs. And remember, we do have an additional action, so we actually kind of have 4 here. You know we're drawing cards. We're going to be digging for some 3s here, dude. The +1 navigation point, dude. Oh, It's so good. I mean, we're taking that card for sure. Let's draw cards. Where are all the threes, dude? What is happening here? This lets you have 4 cards in your hand. Gosh. Double, though. Double unrest. I don't like that at all, man. Do I need to swap anything in the market row? Not really. We're almost at a mutiny, though. We have 1, 2, 3. I mean, I get to ignore one, so there's only 2, but then, like, we have 2 of those. This game is beyond brutal. Or I'm just terrible at it. I don't know. I'm going to draw more cards. So 1 and 2. Jeez, man. I swear there's cards in here that have a 3 on the bottom of them, but we just cannot find them. I don't even know. Like, I'm probably discarding these to move right now, so I don't even care. All right. Navigation costs are up 1. We are moving on to a corner spot here, which is just going to be like regular water. So it should be 2, but it's going to be a 3. I don't know. I'm going hard in the paint because I really want to play that to just get a permanent navigation point. So I'm discarding all 3 of these cards for 3 movement. I can move on to... I'll move here so it's not on a stormy cloud spot. When you move onto an edge piece, that's when you get to flip over the next card. Oh my god. All right, well, I'm on a stormy spot anyway. Dude, this whole thing is like stormed up. That's crazy. Theoretically, when you flip over a new card like that, you can see the new card and then you can pitch more cards for more movement if you want to, as if it's still the same navigation action, but I'm not doing that. Oh, I'm sorry. That was the navigation action, so I should have discarded that. We're out of actions. So we're moving to the event phase. There are 3 out there, although we only needed 2. I will play this skill. I have no cards in my hand, which is terrible, but now we get an additional action and an additional navigation point, which just seems really strong. Maybe we can start pushing through these waters, deep dock waters. Check for unrest. We only have 1, 2. We're good. Disease. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, God. Okay. So when you have disease, you have to lose 1 morale for each of your disease traumas. Remove the discarded cards from play. So they're just going to get exiled forever. We have 2 disease traumas. So these 2 cards, classic this game, dude. These 2 are just exiled forever. Top one was a 3. You gotta love it. And then disease, or I'm sorry, fatigue. We have 1, 2, 3 fatigue. Holy crap, dude, we almost hit mutiny. But I do get to ignore 1, I forgot. Yeah, so we're only at 2. We're good. There's no mutiny. We discard the lowest number in the row. Discard down to 3. Yeah, right. Draw a card, add it to the row. Number 5. Determine the weather. So I am on a stormy spot. So that's actually storm, sun, which is annoying. If it wasn't, we would just be up here and cloudy and have 3 actions and no hindrance to our movement. But so we get 2 actions, but remember we get an extra action because of that card over there. You know I gotta draw cards now. So 1 and 2. We'll keep the 3. We'll draw cards again. 1 and 2. We will keep. Man, this sucks. I really want to get to that quest spot, and because of the weather, moving into fog is actually going to cost 4. So like if I keep that, you know, that's exactly 4, and I can do the movement, and hopefully that card will kind of help us in some way. I want to keep the 3, obviously, but then, like, if I spend both those, I'm literally overspending and kind of wasting a 3. So I'll keep the 1. Oh, man. Things are not looking great. Last action, we are going to navigate, and I'll spend... Oh. Everybody was shouting at me that I actually have 4 right here. Backing that up. I'll keep the 3. Tuck the 1. Oof. Oof. Gosh, ignore a disease. We need this. So I'm navigating. I already spent my thing. Discard this 3, and I have an extra navigation point, so I have 4. So we're moving into this foggy spot. That is... Shoot, I'm sorry. I also forgot to mention that when you complete a encounter on one of these cards, you are supposed to put a white disc. So that should have a white disc there, just to notate that I did 1 on that card. I'm not going backwards, so it's not going to matter, but you are supposed to do that. So we're doing this encounter right here. This is the first one on this card, so I do get 1 of these, and I do recover a morale, so I'm going to tuck this 3 back on the bottom, which is good. Now we're doing an encounter, and it is a C encounter. Where's that tuck 3 cards now? Discard the lowest value card on the adventure row and gain it as a trauma if it's a trauma, or place it in the discard pile if it's a skill. Flip this card and add it to the adventure row. What? Bro, that was not that sick. Whoa, dude. So this is a 47. This is actually going to slide all the way over here. Dang, dude. That card's got a 5 on it, man. What does it say? Condition. If this card is ever discarded from your hand or the adventure row, gain it as a trauma and lose 3 morale. Dude. So I guess you kind of maybe want to leave that there and use it at the end. But, okay. We're done with actions. Moving on to events. I can play this skill if I want, but man, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep and use it for movement, dude. I feel like I have to. So check for unrest. We've got 1, 2, 3. Check for disease. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's so terrible. Lose morale for each trauma. So we have to lose 3. 1, 2, 3. Wow, this is just not going well. Fatigue. We have 1, 2, and I get to ignore 1. So no mutiny happens, although we're scarily close to that. Now we discard the lowest card. Discard down to 3. We're good. We draw a card, add it to the adventure row. It's a 38, so it actually goes like that. Holy crap, dude. This one actually is not going to go over here if we just leave it. That's kind of nice. So we have to determine the weather. We are at... that spot was not stormy. Not that it matters, but I just want to know for myself. We're at stormy, stormy sun. Stormy, stormy sun is where we are at currently. So we get 2 actions, but we get a 3rd because of our ability over here. And +1 navigation. Oh, drawing cards. 1 and 2. this one. Draw cards. 1 and 2. Wow, we hit the scurvy, which we tucked like way earlier in the game. That means there's not a ton of cards there. It's +1 movement per space we go through. There is a current right there that we can zip through. That would be 2. And then that would be 4. So 6. And we have an additional action point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Dang, we can't even make it one more because we need 3 additional, and I've only got this one right here. I could use these to gain an extra action, draw another card. I'm like just trying to book it at this point, but man, this disease is just gonna like, it's too much. It's way too much, dude. I don't know. I'll spend 2 of these to gain an additional action, so I'll draw 2 more cards. There's 1 and 2. We'll keep the 2. Gosh, this is so gross, dude. All right. I'm going to discard 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you can kind of order these however you want to put them over here for purposes of tucking. So I'll put the 2 3s on top. Put that there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 plus my 1 is 9. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And flip over this card right here. Man, okay. And that was a navigate action. I used that for navigate. Check events. I'm not doing any skill. Unrest. We have 1, 2, 3. Disease. We definitely have that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And so we have to lose 1 morale for each disease trauma. So we lose 3. 1, 2, 3. A 1, a 3, and a 1. Going over there. Fatigue, we only have the 2, and we get to ignore 1, so there's only 1. So there's no mutiny. Discard the lowest number, so this actually just gets discarded here. And discard down to 3 in hand. We're good. On to Sunrise, we're going to draw a card, add it to the row. It's 31, so it goes over here. We're still on Stormy, Sunny, so we are on the storm. We get 2 actions, but we do get an additional action from that. Man, dude. All right, we're drawing cards. I don't know if I can even make it to the end now, dude. That's so good. Where was that? Like years ago. I probably pitched it. Oh boy. If I take that now, yeah. We'll take this. The Unrest is also gonna pop off, which is discard the lowest value card on the adventure row. Draw a new card and add it to the adventure row. So it's just gonna like super speed, but I cannot swap it for this card because that will cause a mutiny. And swapping it with this card does the same thing. So, man, we're really in a tough spot here, guys. I mean, I need to use that at some point. I wonder if I just like draw cards. I'm going to draw cards. 1 and 2. All right. We'll keep the 3. I have 1 more action here. I mean, maybe I just swap right now. I'll just swap. I'll swap cards, set up for next turn. We'll do that. This is a 49, so it actually goes like that. Oh no, the unrest might roast me. It might take the fated island now. God, this game, bro. This game is ridiculous. I don't know. I'm leaving it. The ship's going down, boys. Those were actions. Check events. I'm not doing any skill. Unrest. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So discard the lowest value card on the adventure row and then draw a new card and add it to the adventure row. So we're discarding this, which actually just goes over here because it's, you know, one of those. We will draw this. Cool, dude. So that goes there. Disease. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're gonna lose again 3 cards. Oh my god, dude. Yeah. That is probably all she wrote. Fatigue. We have 1, 2, ignoring 1. We're good. There's no mutiny. Sunset. Discard the lowest value card on the adventure row. And then discard down to 3 in hand. We're good. Draw a card. Add it to the adventure row. Determine the weather. It is cloud, storm, which is where we're at. We get 2 of these plus our additional 1. I mean, I can't make it, guys. I do a swap. Swap this for the Forbidden Island. And we've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I mean, it's +1, dude. Navigate. Discard 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. But I mean, if this card is ever discarded from your hand or the adventure row, you gain it as a trauma and lose 3 morale, which we can't even do it. Because if you have to discard cards from here and there's none left, you lose the game. So yeah, I mean, my boat makes it to about there, boys, and then we sink. That was terrible. That was a terrible run. Gotta be honest with y'all. So we still had to make it, you know, through this card, and then we had to make it to one of these 2 spots. Well, there you have it, guys. I guess I'm no pirate. I'm no sailor. That was Adamastor. I'm not a master of this one, apparently. Well, thank you guys for hanging out. Let me know in the comments what in the heck I was thinking, what I was doing. I probably was just pitching too many, pitching the wrong things. I needed to swap cards more strategically. I wasn't quite doing that. But yeah, if you are good at this game, let me know the tips, let me know the tricks, because obviously I need some help. Thank you guys for hanging out. Remember to like and subscribe to the channel if you like watching board game playthroughs. And until next time, have a good one.